Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be doing a review of a new eyebrow product. So if you've noticed here that I look completely insane, you're correct. I have yet to fill in my eyebrows. I hate when my eyebrows are not filled in and the rest of my makeup is done. I feel like I look like a freak. So I cannot wait to test this new product out and get some brows on. So I finally am testing the eyebrow stamp. So I had a company reach out to me, iMethod Beauty, and they wanted me to test out their eyebrow stamp, and I absolutely jumped on it as number one. I've always wanted to try this. I've actually never tried any of the eyebrow stamps, and one reason I was really interested in this brand specifically is because it's available on Amazon, and I absolutely love if anything is available on Amazon. It's total bonus point if it is, because it's so easily accessible for everybody. It can deliver to your home. You don't even have to leave your house, and it's typically delivered very, very quickly. So this is iMethod Beauty's Perfect Eyebrows in Seconds kit set. It comes with stencils, a pomade, a sponge brush, dual-ended spoolie, and angled brow brush, and it comes in this cute little pouch right here. So it all comes in there, everything you need. We're gonna go ahead and test this baby out. So if you're interested in finding out more about this specific eyebrow stamp, or if you're interested in seeing just if they work in general, then go ahead and keep on watching. So as I said, it comes with stencils. This is step number one. You would find the stencil that matches your brows or matches your brow preference. So there's quite a few different ones. Actually, let's see exactly how many. There's 5 different stencils. Each are packed separately for your left and your right eyebrow, which I like. So if you take a look at the stencils up close, this is number 1. And what I like about them is it's very clear how they work. You start here at the end of your brow, or where you'd like the end of your brow to go. And then you either, if you want them shorter, if you have shorter brows, you end at the short line, or you can go to the long line if you have longer brows, or if you prefer your brows longer. So that was number 1. You like pull this little piece out. This is number 2. Actually, it might be easier to see it. Yeah, like that. Then you can actually see the shape there. So that's number 2. Go back to number 1. This is number 3. They also all come with these little like plastic pieces attached to them. You can remove that too before you start. This is number 4. This is number 5. Okay, so it does say flip over for the other brow. If you hear some cooing, I have my daughter beside me. She will not let me do this while she naps. She doesn't really nap unless I'm holding her, so she's right beside me. So they are the same. So you get a left and a right, but if you were to lose one or whatever, then you could just flip it over for the other brow. So those were the 5 different stencils. So you start by picking a stencil. Let's go ahead and pick. It's definitely not going to be number 1. It's too thin. Number 2 is, I think, almost just as thin, but just has more of an arch. So number 1 was more flat and thin. Number 2 is thin with a bit of an arch. This one is looking more like maybe my jam. This is a little thicker. I think it's still too thin. It's a bit thicker with not too intense of an arch. Number 4 looks like it has maybe the highest arch. So if you like a good arch, number 4 would be the one you're gonna go for. I almost think I might want number 4 because I like a good arch. Okay, 4 might be our winner. Let's see number 5. Number 5 looks, let me see, compare number 3 and number 5. I like the same. Number 3 and 5 are basically the same thing. 3 and 5 are literally identical. So I think 4 is going to be the one we're going with. The closest to my eyebrow. So then you get the little sponge brush. So I'll show you how the sponge brush works, but this is what it looks like. It does include a little brow brush, so then that way you could go in and fix or add the pomade where you feel maybe the stencil didn't cover or where you would like to add. And then it has the little spoolie on the other end. I'm gonna kind of brush my brow hairs. So the last product that's included in this kit is the pomade. They actually didn't even ask me my color, so let's see if they got it right. It looks like they did, like a dark brown. It looks like they did. Oh, it feels pretty creamy. I like that. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. Step one, you would apply the stencil on your brow, and then you would take the sponge brush, dip it into the pomade, and then you would dab it on. So I'm going to go most, pigmented on the tail and kind of fade it inwards to the inner. We'll just see how this goes. Okay, so I have this stencil placed. Get quite a bit of pigment. And then we're just going to go over the stencil. Build it up and keep dabbing until I see it's good. I don't want to remove the stencil until I'm done the brow because I feel like it might be difficult to get it exactly where you had it placed before. All right, are you guys ready? Not too shabby. I mean, I'm gonna kind of do the inner part of my brow a little bit differently, but aside from that, I'm actually quite happy with that. It's so like clean and crisp. I'm really happy. So what I'm gonna do is take this brush, just thin out the tail a little bit like that. Quick and easy. This pomade is really nice and creamy. I'm gonna actually do a little wear test as well to like let you guys know if this brow product actually, like if the pomade actually holds up. Does it slip and slide around? Does it fade? Does it smudge? So I will let you guys know. It was a little too crisp of a line. Let's soften that. Really easy to edit it though. Now the trick is getting the other eyebrow exactly the same placement. Oh, I went that one. I'm like, I need to keep adding it. It doesn't look as dark as the other one. And then I realized, went a little darker. I need to just quickly, my powder's upstairs, but I'm just gonna have to quickly like go over those lines. I pressed a little too hard onto my face with the stencil. But okay, guys, overall, I am absolutely obsessed with this. Like, and I'm not even joking. I have to see how the pomade turns out in terms of longevity. It's quite creamy, so which is nice because it's very easy to pick up with the sponge. As long as you're really careful in placing it at the same level on each brow and like at the same angle, then you have identical brows, which can be difficult to achieve. I'm pretty experienced with makeup, but I still have days where I'm like, no, my brows just are not going to be even today. I absolutely hate being somebody who likes a more filled in brow. The feathery, brow is really in right now, and I'm all for it, but it's just not really for me. I like the more filled in brow. I sometimes incorporate the feathery look into it with, maybe a fluff and wax. You can go in, for example, even on top of something like today and add something like this to add that fluffy look throughout, but you don't have, I don't really have the right brows for the fluffy brow. I don't have enough hair. They're not thick enough. And like, it just doesn't work for me. So I do this and it kind of creates a bit of a fluffy look within the more filled in brow. So that's what I personally recommend if you're somebody who likes a filled in brow but wants that feathery look at the same time. So that's my kind of technique. So that being said, my point of saying that is I do like a filled in brow. So this product is perfect for me. It gives me perfect even brows, quick and easy. All you have to do is hold the stencil and go do instead of like, this is my least favorite part of filling in my brows is like, number one, having to make sure they're even, which can be a task in itself. But then you have to like go in and fill it in with the brush. So this really makes it quick, easy, simple. and even. And, you know, if they're not exactly how you like your brows, you have the majority of it filled in. It's very crisp, very clean, very even. And then you just have to, you know, I just brought them down a little bit, made them a little bit more square in the inner part, in the head of the brow, and then it was done. I mean, that's probably the quickest I've done my brows. It took me even longer because I was talking you guys through it and kind of showing you how I was doing it. But, you know, I'm really impressed. You know, these stencils are nice. I like that it comes with different varieties. The only thing is I would like to see some thicker brows. I know like this is thick enough, but I did have to make the inner part thicker. And if you do like a filled in brow and you have a really thick brow, none of these would work. So that's my only, not even complaint, but little critique. I'm quite impressed with this. Absolutely love it and honestly recommend it. And I will be back to let you guys know how the brows actually wore. Did they smudge? Did they fade? Did they smear? Or, you know, any funky wear. But aside from that, I'm quite impressed. So stay tuned to see how this product actually holds up. Hey guys, so sorry about the fact that I don't have eyebrows on right now coming in for my check-in. And also I'm trying to rock a baby because she won't let me put her down. I'm just editing my video and realized that the audio got cut off for some reason every time I tried to import it from last night's like end of day check-in to give you guys the update on how it wore. So I'm just going to input the video so you guys can actually see how the brows were doing. I did have a filter on only because I had a client that day. I did a lash set and I wore a mask and it rubbed like my makeup off and I just felt gross about it. It didn't affect the brows. So anyways, you'll see the picture of the brows, but ultimately it was super, super long wearing and it was really, really nice. I had no issues with it, so I definitely recommend. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and have a wonderful day. See you guys next time.